here on Skyhawk Sports Talk. Joining us now, head coach of the UT Martin football team, Jason Simpson, entering year 19. Skyhawks kick off the year.
19?
At 19.
19, coach.
19.
You look the same. No. And he's almost shaving. That's right.
But I think the world of him. I mean, I think we signed about, if y'all, you wasn't even born yet, but campus keeps growing.
Yeah, Chris is going to run the shuttle to Dresden. All right? I'm going to run the shuttle to McKenzie, and we'll make sure that we get
I'm going to tell you like I tell the other team, right? Yeah. Talk is cheap and action is expensive.
Okay,
so
that's very
Don't
true.
say it if you don't mean it. We'll go race right now and see you drive down there and pick them up.
We'll see how quick I can get
what
in
he
there.
is doing, like he's growing a beard.
Well, I
wasn't
wasn't going to bring that up. I wasn't going to bring that up. But
I'm getting it ready for the game, coach.
You're barely old enough to get in Casey's, the convenience store down here.
I knew it. I knew the second that I woke up this morning, I didn't have time to shave. I was like, I know he's going to bring it up.
Well,
I know it.
Well, I don't usually shave until, it's a long weekend and stuff, and I'll get caught up and shave this week, okay? You've been growing that since birth, and I'm impressed.
Since birth.
I'm impressed.
Since birth.
Hey, I will tell you this. I think Graham had a heavier mustache in the 6th grade than you have.
That is the quote in the history of this podcast. That is number one.
43-10 the rest of the way after going down 18-0. Get their first win of 2024. Coach, I know we joked a lot about me not being able to enter Casey's this past Monday. I think in that first quarter you aged me to be able to get to the point to where
he's 30 now.
I can go to Casey's now.
Hey, so
you had me scared.
When we were down 18, I bet he was like, yeah, funny man, nice jokes, you're down 18. Is that what he was saying?
And both of your sons play quarterback. You've had a lot of quarterbacks at UTM. You play quarterback?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is a –
See, that kind of hurts my feelings
No. But you always tell me –
he's looking at me like, you look more like a tight end or a fullback.
No, that's not what I meant.
A fullback.
I know that your sport –
That's something he would say.
Your sport was –
Yeah, no, it's Chris today.
You've always told me I was a better baseball player.
No, I was.
You've always told me that.
I can't throw it like Ty Graham can, but if you need it. So pretty cool. I steal from my son's coaches, whoever it is, for the Skyhawks to get a first down.
And we'll coach. We thank you for doing football instead of baseball, and we're looking forward to Saturday.
The question is, though, like, could you have played for me, though? Could he have played second base or something for me?
No.
Chris, come on.
Would I made him cry, though? I'd be worried about that. And don't listen to how I say it, just what I say.
Listen to what you say. Listen to what you say. Coach, I pulled the tarp one day out at the opening day. We had to get the tarp out, and I pulled the tarp with Coach Jenkins.
That's Chris.
Yeah.
Tell him.
Oh, there you go. Look at that.
That is impressive.
Did you see that form? Did you see that picture?
I like that. I saw that the other day.
Look at the form there, the elbow. I mean,
I wasn't sure if it was one of Graham's.
Can you put that on camera, Alex?
No, we need to send that. I've got the picture. I'll send it to Mac. We'll put it up there.
We'll put a graphic.
What did you think of quarterback Davis?
Well, I will give you credit.
Okay.
You know, now I suspect that's a junior high ball in your hand.
No, that is a high school ball. That's a high school ball.
Or you can't prove it, but I'll take your word on it, okay? But no, I was impressed with that. And you know what? When my kids were little, they used to run around and throw the balls before the games too. So that's why they love you. That's why my wife listens to you every week. My mom listens to this too.
She does.
And she was like, "That is an awesome deal that y'all have got the elementary school sending kids over here." Go to work with her dad day. So, Chris, thank you.
We started the show.
And you're not going to be at the game this weekend, by the way.
How'd you know?
You know what? Okay, I've heard nothing but bad news in the last 48 hours.
How did you know?
And how did you get this in your contract, by the way? Okay, what if I just called in and said we may play better without me there Saturday? Okay, but
you might play better without me there Saturday too. So.
There's a danger in that. There's a danger in that. If we do,
don't say that.
If we do, all right, I will hold you accountable for that. Okay. And by the way, I've got the sparkling grape juice in my car. So 'cause I understand you got to do the best man.
Yes,
the
I
best
do.
man toast.
I do.
And you are under 21, so make sure that it's sparkling grape. Okay. If not, I'm going to turn you in.
This is my favorite segment of the podcast.
He is 21. Yeah. You know. So. Well, I need to make sure I see his time sheet. okay, for Saturday, okay, because I didn't know you could just take days off, during the season. But
look, this man right here.
Would Chris Collinsworth or
Never.
Costas take a game off? Can your brother? Why? Well, first of all, why did your brother get married during the football season?
See, that was going to be a question.
Why didn't he look
to
at
ask for you? What is your thought on fall weddings and just that?
If in 20 years from now when you get married,
Mm-hmm.
okay, all right, if you get married during the fall season, we're no longer friends.
There you go.
Because first of all, I'm telling you, I'm not coming.
No, I mean,
Okay,
no.
Julie would probably buy you a gift.
She probably would. She
All
probably
right, she probably would. Okay.
First of all, 20 years down the road, you're not giving me much hope for my
I'm
future right now.
I'm just being realistic. Okay.
Holy oh, my gosh.
Actually completed 6 of the 7. So kind of moved the field. But, one person I didn't call out, though, as far as that I thought was kind of maybe the most valuable player was Chuck.
Chuck
Chuck
Hammer.
Hammer. Thought that was outstanding. He stepped in, did a nice job. We get the win on the road.
He did a nice job.
And another thing that that you calls me to, okay?
Yeah.
And I don't know how to handle this yet. Okay,
Uh-oh.
I'm always talking to the players. About football is kind of before they get into the real world, right, in their adult life. You learn a lot of lessons, right, when it comes through overcoming adversity and the work habits and things. So one of the analogies I've always said for 20 years now is, every one of us have to. Your mom and dad get up and go to work every day, right? I said I can't just miss a day, right? My boss, right? Well, he's gonna fire me. Somebody else will be sitting in that
Kidney stone game. You were there.
You got to go, man. You get up and go to work.
Yeah. Michael Jordan played with the flu.
Exactly. Well,
I called a game with
the team's
let him
concerned.
finish.
The team's very concerned about you. All right, that you're not. When you do get to adulthood, that you're not learning these habits and stuff. Oh, and another thing too, I do feel bad for you about this though too.
Okay.
Myself, Chris, Alex, were you here in 2012? Okay, you were here.
Yeah.
Ryan, was Rhino here?
Yeah.
Okay, Ryan, Trudy,
Yeah.
Jerry Carpenter, guys that have worked here that have been with this program. Okay, during our tenure, right, we've seen, UT Martin football beat 2 FBS opponents.
That's right.
Okay,
Yep.
85 scholarships to 63. Normally money's exchanged, right? This one, I complained about that last week. We didn't. All right, so I've been a part of the 2, and you guys have as well.
Yep.
So you missed this one. And you weren't even born when the other one was happening in 2012. You need some other guys to play.
Well, I thank the team and everyone for saving me
Yeah.
on Saturday.
Now, seriously,
Yeah.
did Chuck really do the first 3 quarters?
No, he did. No, he did. He did.
Can you prove that? I need to go back and
He
listen
was
to it.
he was PA announcing.
Was it?
Yeah, he
Well,
was on
okay.
PA, yeah.
Well, but I also know, I tell my guys, I said, I've never gotten a penalty in 19 years. Okay?
That's right.
So,
Yeah, that's right.
I didn't know that.
yeah. Well, you act
right.
like that's a surprise.
There have been some moments where
Okay.
Maybe she can't do
And-
anything
and,
right.
and we'll get to you in a second, by the way. We're still talking about the game. Okay? Do that. I was just glad to be
I
to be
actually
out
didn't
there.
know he had trash talking in him until he met you.
Well, yeah, I forgot.
See, he brings it out in me.
I forgot to
Okay.
mention it's
All right,
Yeah.
a couple of things. All right, let's
15-yard penalty.
All right, let's
Coach
get to
Simpson.
this.
There's your
okay?
first one right
2
there.
things, right?
Oh goodness.
One,
Everybody
I was
just
told me, that I believe Vance and Josiah were in high school when you were in junior high. Okay, so I'm very impressed. You're the professionalism that you show as you interview them.
Thank you.
You could hold grudges because maybe how they treated you in middle school. So glad you guys were good to him, Vance. Okay, all right. But here's the
There's
thing.
number one.
I told you on the bus the other day.
Yes.
Okay. First of all, Chris, he rode the bus with us. Chris has always, been, with the elite and administration. He'd never been on the bus with us.
Right.
Okay?
I hitchhike home.
Okay, but he got on the bus,
Yeah.
okay, and I said, you know what? He sat up there by me, okay, and I'm like, look at you, man. You're down, you're in the trenches with us. He's like eating off the floor, Coach.
I am eating off the floor.
We stop at we stop at Love's, right? It's midnight. Everybody's going there and eating gas station hot dogs. You're talking about the
Not
men.
good on the bus.
It's a great memories, and it's just galvanizes your football team. Okay, so I was really proud of him for being one of the guys.
Yes.
Then
What?
I get in here and I find out that Alex gets here only like 15 minutes after we do. okay, as he drives, which you could have been with him helping him drive, okay, but you just took the chariot and you slept up there in the front seat.
Oh, this is great. This is good.
And so I'm apologizing to Alex about that for you. I'm like, really? I didn't realize that you were only getting here, just a little bit after us. But then they tell me, when they drive, you get in the back seat like a little kid and watch your iPad and take a nap while they're driving. So I don't know if it helps either way.
He's playing games on it.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'll take my +1 and my -2 on that one. I'll take my win.
Look, if I gonna have your back, there is some stipulations.
Okay.
I mean,
Do you have a driver's license?
I do.
Okay.
We're not going to look at the picture. So we're not going to look at my picture on my driver's license. But
that's probably why he would have. He was like, "Well, I can't drive anyway."
Is it a learner's permit or a driver's license?
Yeah. So
is it a hardship license?
no, it is. It's the real deal.
Graham has one in Westview now.
That's
so,
right.
Oh, well, there you go. There you go.
I'm actually joining. I got to stop this. I got to hang out with him all the time. I can't be roasted.
Chris, listen, Chris.
come over with us, Chris. Come over here. He's a good target.
I'm eating off the floor, though. I was ready to go.
He did too, but you remember we went to Boise the first time, and Gardner Anderson, who plays on our UTM baseball team now, he was friends with Ty, and he had saved his money, okay? And remember Phil Dane sold seats on that charter flight with us. Remember Van Swain went. I think Joe Exum might have went as well. But Gardner had saved us $300 in plane tickets, so Doug, his dad, bought one too, and they went to the game. So as usual, because Ty would always run out on the field with us before the game, and that was something he and I will always have memories. So obviously Gardner wants you to come with us, okay? So Gardner's so fired up and he's ready to go. We're at Boise State, right, the blue turf, okay? And normally, like when you get there, right, whether it be a football ops guy like Chris Bell will say, hey, we're supposed to go out at 2 minutes or 4 minutes, and I'll say, nope, we're not going until 3 or whatever. And they usually, the opponent usually has an administrative person right there telling you when to go, because you never want the teams coming on the field at the same time and stuff like that. Well, I don't know what happened, but Gardner kind of got a little bit confused, and he takes off. I don't know if y'all remember that. He takes off, and he's like 20 yards in front of the team. The team hasn't left yet.
Oh, my goodness.
And he's running out there, whatever Boise Stadium is. He's got his UTM jersey on. He's skinny. I can't remember how old Gardner was then. And he turns around and looks, and the whole team's nobody's behind him, But I think Doug's got a picture
That
of it.
is hilarious. I did not know that. We were 14 stories high, so we couldn't even see them.
Well,
Get the rest. I told Chris my knee was bothering me after
the bus
ride. So,
hey, Chris, I did not know this. He told me this on the bus. And quit being soft with your knee, by the way. Okay, but
I need to see Bart.
No, you're not allowed to see Bart. You're not allowed. Okay, so I challenge
Well, it
you.
is to us, though. I mean, it is to Martin.
No, it is to me. I've told you it's my Super Bowl every week.
Yes.
And I'm proud of that. And so,
So Davis, it's on you, buddy.
look, you've got the style. You're plugged into that day. Matter of fact, Alex, can we do some type of study with his, age group or whatever? I want to see our increase in attendance because they relate to him.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay. If not, maybe we need to go a little older and connect to that.
So the
that
10
age
to
group.
14-year-olds have to show up at our game.
Yes.
I'm kidding.
We were doing so good.
I'm a bad influence
You
on
are.
Davis. I'm sorry, man.
It's spreading. But no, what I was going to talk to you about the Alabama game is it's like Miss Simpson posted a picture of you on Facebook. You always wear the sweatshirt and a visor. If I see you without
Somebody
a visor
asked
on,
me if you wear that to church.
Nope. I do take the hat off. You have the perfect broadcast. Maybe you have. I don't know. Was your mom here?
She was. She was.
We
very
scored 52 with her
she was
here, so
very
I'm kind of
happy.
fired up.
She sat in the booth.
She did. She was in the booth with us.
Did you let her talk?
No, we didn't have.
Come
another
on,
headset.
man.
No,
Come
no.
on,
I can't
man.
have her telling stories.
Come on.
Broadcast.
You know,
I can't risk that.
That's why you're endearing. Is that if you go the other way on this, you're just a regular Joe.
Yeah, that's right.
You know?
What broadcasters had their mom on the headset?
You think Bob Costas ever had his mom up there and didn't let her talk?
I don't know. He might have. Yeah. Who knows? Yeah. But no, she was happy. Well, and again, the first game she came to was Murray State in 2019. We won that one. I think that was family weekend. And then the next one she came to was Kennesaw in my senior year, and that one didn't go well. And then Charleston Southern last year, it was 3-0 going into the fourth quarter. I'm like, Mom, you gotta just This is your one game. This is your one game. This is your one opportunity. You better make it count.
But But we're 3-1 with her, right?
Exactly. We are 3-1 with her.
3-1
good
with
to
her.
me.
3-1 record.
And, you know, I just say this, and if my mom, Carol Simpson's listening, and she does, you know, and she asks, is he really as young as you say he is? Yes, he is, Mom, by the way, if you're listening. Okay. If I was doing a broadcast, I would have you on the air because that's how much I appreciate and love you. So
Would you let her call play?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, my mother gave me life. She gave me her whole her whole life has been devoted to her children.
That's
and
right.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Maybe your generation doesn't. Well, you're right. I mean, and I'll use you as an example today. I mean, I got your text about, you know, your ring size and stuff like that. No, we still got 8 quarters left, man. All right. But
Yeah, I'm exposed.
You're exposed.
Good.
Right. And then at, you know, Friday night, Julie comes over there and sees Davis up in the stands, and we're working on this love connection. And
Mom was
so I
here
got a lot
this
of
week.
irons in the fire going right now.
Oh, there's no
Back
way.
to you,
I was like,
Davis.
there's no way it's getting brought up today. There's no
Now
way.
tell your mom, okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to get her hopes up, okay, because it's not as difficult as it was for us to score the other day. I'm not saying it's like that. It's not that difficult or hard a situation, okay? But there's sometimes there's some obstacles to overcome. So, you know, hey, do you have a are you considered staff?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So you probably can get in that rec center, right?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
All right, so some workouts, some push-ups.
Some girls go for brains, though.
I'm just
Coach.
saying, hey,
That's the thing.
you know, I told you I'm blessed and have got a awesome and beautiful wife. Okay, you got to get to that point. Friday, I got something for you.
Uh-oh.
Okay, and he's not here today, so I can't really brag on him. All right, but my question to you is: yesterday in the invitation show, the ESPN show, okay, the selection committee. All right, I look up and I see Alex, okay, and he's barely walking, okay, and I was told that he was sick all day the day before because I knew he couldn't be at the game, all right, but he pulled through, supposedly, and he threw up 17 times. You know, I would like to think that you still would have pushed through and you would have been there yesterday.
I was at church.
Okay, but I'm just talking about being sick.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
that
yeah.
you would have pushed through.
I would.
Are you sure?
Oh, absolutely.
Well.
'Cause I called the Eastern Illinois game last year with chronic sinusitis. Coach, my nose was
Whoa,
sealed up. Yeah.
Davis.
Well,
just
it
say you had a sore throat, because when you say that word, right, you know, you lose the John Wayne.
You do lose the John. John would never say that. He's right.
bad sinus, ultra bad sinus infection. I mean, I was in church. I had Sunday
Well,
school.
that's good that you were in church. I'm
See?
impressed with that.
I was taking your advice. You said go to church.
Well, that's right, you did. How's that coming, by the way?
No, it's all right.
Anybody
Wrap it up. You're in trouble.
And we got another break coming up here on this show.
Man, getting back yesterday, of course, you know, we're grinding. You probably were sitting by the fire drinking some cocoa. And I saw your cool picture with the Red Sox, though.
Yes, going to Fenway
You
Park.
live an awesome life, by the way. You get to go do basketball during the middle of the week, right? And then you're jet setting up there, you know, your own private jet up there to New Hampshire. He doesn't even ride with the team. For those out there listening, he's got his own. His contract says he gets X amount of flight hours.
No, I get the Chancellor's plane. That's
on
what
the
it
school
is.
jet. So, you know, I think, I don't know if I said this on here before, but he told me one time when I first met him, Randy Barnes introduced me to him.
Yeah.
And he said, I want you to meet this guy. He said, he is very loyal to this football program. Mm-hmm. And I said, hey, nice to meet you, Jason Simpson, you know. And I said, Randy's been telling me for 20 years you've been coming to Skyhawk games, you know. And this, I guess, so with me, he's been 20, but before that, you know, when David Barnes played, he would come.
Yeah.
And he said, yep, you're exactly right. He said, I've been in those stands when there was just the two of us. Man, I said, well, what are you talking about? He said, me and Jack Daniels.
We're back here at Skyhawk Sports Talk. Davis Gregory with Chris Brinkley now joining us, final guest of the show. And it's odd that we started the year with Coach Simpson.
That's right.
And now we're getting to the end of the year, and we're going to bring you back on. The spring game coming up this week. Welcome back, Coach.
You know, HR put me on probation. Went over there and cried. So I've been banned for the last 3 months, I see. You know,
You're serving your suspension.
I see you haven't been working out in the last few months there.
It started again.
Are you married yet?
No.
No.
You gave me 5 years and said when you get married about 8 years.
Yeah, but I'm worried about your health, man. We need to get this thing going.
You said that you'd find somebody.
Well, I've had a harder time than I thought I would, man.
This is
I
great.
thought I would tell him that you were Chris's friend, and that would kind of generate some momentum. But golly, man. But you know what? I'll keep vouching for you.
Okay. Well, I
I'll
appreciate
tell him
it.
what a great heart. You know,
Well, the current score is Coach 15, Davis nothing.